Have you experienced this? You go to the bank to take out some money and they ask you what it's for, like you need to get their permission. Or you go to take out a sum larger than normal and they tell you that, sorry, you can't take out more than that amount without giving us a heads up. You ever feel like your money's not even yours? Maybe it's not. Hang on while we dive into DeFi, Decentralized Finance. Hey, it's Nate. Welcome back. It's a brave new world out there, and it's not all scary. So we want to dive into something pretty exciting called Decentralized Finance, or DeFi. It's a great new freedom in our financial system that's coming, and I want you to be on top of it. So like and subscribe. Toss something in the comments you'd like to talk about in our next video, and let's go. Change can be scary, and it's not something all of us particularly like, but change is inevitable, and the great news is it's not all bad news. Something coming soon in the future of finance is something called Decentralized Finance, or DeFi. What that means basically is that the entire financial system is going to change, but it's not anything to be fearful about.
Currently, banks have massive control over our financial system. They are the gatekeepers of capital, and that causes a lot of barriers that can keep the average person from succeeding. Decentralized finance gives us an opportunity to bypass those gatekeepers and those barriers and deal directly with each other. We have an opportunity to not only increase the capital available, but also to reap the rewards the banks have been reaping over the years. So we have the ability to get higher interest on our money when it's being lent out or invested than we ever could dream of right now.
So how does the decentralized finance affect my real life? So think about the idea a lot of us are behind of cutting out the middleman. So right now the bank plays the middleman for most of us in finance. Imagine being able to lend directly to somebody and getting all the interest. Instead of right now, you deposit money in a bank, the bank pays you a really insignificant interest rate in most cases, and then they lend it out to somebody at full interest rate, the highest they can charge. Well, you'll be able to take the place of the bank, evaluate your own risk, lend out your money, talk about passive income. There's so many great things like that, but not to sound too rosy or all optimistic. With everything, there's risk. There's more scams to look out for. There's the risk of making bad investments. Now, there will still be companies that say, hey, we'll play middleman if you aren't confident in yourself of evaluating the risk of offering out a loan. Sorry about that. Maybe I'm not comfortable evaluating the risk to lend somebody money. That's okay. There'll be companies that say, hey, we'll fill in that gap. We'll help you evaluate it. We'll take some of the risk and some of the profit. But the awesome thing is you have the choice. Right now, in most states, you don't have a choice. So there's money to be made and freedom, most importantly, to be had. You won't have a bank holding onto your money, telling you, well, you have to give us 3 days notice to have your money. You have it right now.
And since I have more control of my money, you have more control of your money, your neighbor has more control of your money. This is a financial system for everyone. This is a financial system where you don't get shoved aside by the rich and the powerful, but everybody has a stake. Everybody has a share in it. This is a financial system that enables the little man to have the ability to do things that could only be done at scale before the blockchain. So the things that the rich and the powerful can do with their money to save money, to invest money better, you and I still have that ability ourselves. Well, not still have, you and I will have that ability now that we never dreamed of before.
Another core feature of blockchain technology is the ability of individuals to have self-custody of crypto assets in a personal digital wallet. The right to have self-custody of one's private property is a foundational American value that should not disappear when one logs onto the internet. I'm in favor of affording greater flexibility to market participants to self-custody crypto assets, especially where intermediation imposes unnecessary transaction costs or restricts the ability to engage in staking and other on-chain activities.
Banks can no longer lock people out of their funds if they don't agree with a purchase or if you've fallen out of favor with the current political regime. They also don't have the ability to drag their feet on delivering funds and take multiple days. It also removes a lot of fees that banks currently charge for account holders and for certain types of accounts. All the things that you hate about dealing with a bank, decentralized finance helps you get around those, helps you solve those problems. We also have increased privacy and security for our money, where we concede that transactions happened on a blockchain ledger. We also have extra privacy on where the funds went, who controlled them, etc.
All of us get nervous with change, but the great news is that not all change is bad. Decentralized finance is a big change that's coming our way. It's the future of finance, and with it comes a lot of good. One of the great things about decentralized finance is that, unlike the system that we have now, it's not controlled by one group of people. In fact, the control is spread around to where no one's really in control. Decentralized finance is a blockchain technology, and although it sounds like some kind of nerdy computer geek talk, what it really is it's just a blank, or not blank, but transparent ledger of transactions. So something we've kind of gotten used to now is people laundering money, hiding money, shell companies, all kinds of ways that people use to mask transactions they don't want other people to know about. And decentralized finance involves cryptocurrency, which many of you are familiar with the idea, and it's on a blockchain ledger, which means that all the transactions are transparent, easy to see, and people can't hide them, do bad things with them, avoid taxes with them. Everybody's on an equal playing field. The great thing is, though, transactions are quicker. If you're used to waiting days for funds, sometimes, instead you'll wait minutes or seconds in some cases, even international transactions. So it's something that, while it's new, while it's different, can bring a lot of positives to us. So one of the important things to recognize is that we have to get on board quicker than later. There's a lot of opportunity for success, for wealth, by adopting quickly. So how do I adopt? Adopting would be get involved in cryptocurrency, pay attention to what's going on, educate yourself. And that's what we're doing here right now. I'm still educating myself. I don't know all the things, but I've been paying attention. And while I'm probably not too far ahead of most of you, probably behind many of you, I want to start a conversation and get us talking about decentralized finance, cryptocurrency, and all the great things that are coming with it.
So what does this new financial system look like for me? Well, integration with traditional financial systems can help bring a lot of the positives of decentralized finance around without immediately pushing everybody into a brave new world. Also, increased adoption of blockchain technologies in various industries can speed up a lot of things when it comes to records and paperwork. The great thing about the blockchain is it's not just available to help us solve financial problems, but also ownership of value. Anything to do with value, anything to do with net worth, owning a house, for example. You can do what's called tokenizing your house. Think of that as replacing your deed. And now your house, the deed to your house can no longer just be burnt up in a fire. You have a digital chain of ownership of your home. So lots of great possibilities there. Essentially, this means that you own your money.
Thanks so much for hanging around. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got a lot of good information. I want to remind you, like and subscribe. And also, we'd love to talk about something else that you want to know about. So drop something in the comments you'd like to talk about in our next video. Have a great day.